GangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Oh man, but I think move on to our final topic of the night, our poll topic.
Ooh, good one. Yeah, we ain't gotta spend much time on this one because I mean, it was obvious from the get go.
Yeah.
You knew what you're watching.
The poll results speak for themselves.
Yes, they do. And I didn't even check. Like I know I shared. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay. They're doing this now. So pretty much, it's our mythical matchup Monday. It was on for this yesterday, and the topic was Felix Trinidad versus Terence Crawford at 147. Who do you got? Well, from what we got about 20 votes so far. 80% of you picked Tito. 20% of you picked Bud. Of course, for the people who aren't mathematically aware, we gotta make sure we pull both numbers. So yes, it does seem that most people do hold Tito's run at welterweight at a high standard than Terence Crawford right now, which is still in progress.
That shit been in progress for some years now.
Yeah, but I was like, this was like the litmus test to see how fucking crazy the niggas was. Niggas had him beating fucking everybody. Had him beating Costa Zoo, had him beating Zab, had him beating fucking Paul Williams. Yeah. No, actually, I think the Mosley one actually was in Mosley's favor, but I just had to make sure.
Yeah, but then you still had people that it felt at 147.
Yeah,
Crawford could still win. So I'm like, oh damn, like what has he done to make y'all think he wins these fights?
I mean, I fucks with the eye test, but damn, like that's a little.
The eye test need the physical test to go with it afterwards too, though.
And that's the part that's still in progress. I mean, it's not like this nigga went to 154 and that was it. You know what I'm saying?
May as well with all the dicking around going at 147. He done had enough fights to show it now. It's not like how we rarely give Mayweather mythical matchups at 154 because the pool is so small. It's Cotto, Canelo, Oscar. But the higher level allows you to do it a little bit because it's like, hey, Oscar, Canelo, and Cotto is nobody to sneeze at. So yeah, fuck it. Nope. Floyd versus Terry Norris, fuck it. Floyd versus Vargas. Floyd versus whoever. With Crawford, you got Mean Machine, you got Horn, you got Benavidez, you got Khan. Like that's enough. Like you had 4 fights. It's not our fault that it was slim pickings for them fights.
Yeah, and that may be true. Like I said, though, but we always have to. I mean, we have to put things into perspective with Tito's welterweight run.
Oh, don't.
There's a lot of fluff in his reign too. There is. You cannot. I mean, you cannot say.
You sound like one of the damn 2 people that voted for Crawford.
I mean,
4 people that voted for Crawford.
I mean,
yeah, one of the 4.
I mean, you start off with he wins the welterweight belt from Maurice Blocker, who was a decent welterweight champion in his day, and then within the year, of course, you have Camacho, who probably should have never been at 147, and then you have Yuri Boy Kempis, who was incredibly dangerous. At the time, and undefeated. And then
you just went through
I was gonna say he took his like the fuck.
Yeah,
that's more than what what Crawford done at that point.
But then after that, though, I mean, he did have some questionable until maybe outside of Freddie Pendleton, until his welterweight competition after that all the way until he faced Pernell Whitaker, maybe. It's very iffy at that particular point. So,
but he got enough solid to good names in there. Where you're like, okay, the only real blemish is he never fought Bazooka Corte, and the Oscar fight, he should have lost or got a draw at worst.
Yes, and I definitely want to bring up the De La Hoya fight. Like most people were thinking, like, oh, I mean, especially if you talk to some Ricans, they'd be like, oh yes, Tito beat the fuck out of Oscar, fuck him.
Hey, whoa, I'm not saying all that.
No. I'm saying I've heard this. I've really heard from people that think Tito gave Oscar.
Were you in a bar with niggas intoxicated when you heard this?
No, nigga, I said some Ricans, bro. Ricans,
Puerto Rican bar, bro. Shit.
Ricans love to the point.
I've never heard any Puerto Rican say Trinidad kicked De La Hoya's ass. They just say, hey, man, he won. Hey, Oscar shouldn't have ran. And usually I end the conversation with, yeah, you ain't lie. Like, yeah.
I had it a draw. Right.
And I can see that being a draw.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't give away the last 2-3 rounds. Yeah. Winky.
Yeah, Oscar made a boo because I think Oscar was taken back. You know what? I'm the golden boy. You know what? They're not gonna go again.
Nah, he was pressured to death where Tito had him operating at such a high level. Oscar didn't know if he could do it again for the last couple rounds, so he just kept moving and moving. Like that's that prime Tito pressure where you're just like you're so super focused you don't want to make a mistake because you could literally get your chin knocked off.
Either that or De La Hoya thought he had the fight won, and that's the reason why he gave those last rounds away. Either way, it was.
I'm not buying that because he tried to win. He tried to win, and even the trainer was like, "Make sure you're winning the rounds." Until I think it was the 10th round that he got he got his block knocked off with that fucking punch, and you could tell. And then after no more rounds like that. After that, he fucking stopped engaging at all. Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, he just got spooked. He did a Freitas at the end of the Arthur Gregorian fight. I had to bring that out for y'all old heads.
Personally, like I said, it doesn't make sense. I thought Oscar was in that fight hands down, but like I said, I thought he just gave it away on his IQ was kind of low type of gave it away. Not because of Tito's pressure. He fought stupid. He said he did something stupid and it cost him the fight.
He fought stupid because of the fear, bro. Fear make you do something crazy.
Even he said his legs were tied. His legs were shot at that point. Like he was not trying to.
He also said that he dominated the fight he so thoroughly in the beginning. That's why he gave away those rounds. He didn't want to.
Of course, he's gonna talk his shit.
Yeah, of course he's gonna say that.
We know
shit.
He didn't blink the man. It wasn't like it was 10-zip when he did that shit. That shit was probably like 7-3 or something.
I think I had it like 6-2 go like after 8 rounds. Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. So, if you had it anywhere between 115. 113, it's just that's what the fight was, or 114, 115. That was the fight. But in this particular case, it just turned. I mean, Tito won by 2-1 on 2 of the cards. So
it's like Teddy Atlas said. When Oscar ran those last rounds, he gave up the right to complain. and honestly, that's some of the realest shit ever said in a fucking post-fight about a fight, bro. Like, that's why it's one of those fights that I don't even call a robbery no more. I just leave it alone because
it's not.
Yeah, it's not. I've never called it a robbery. It was more like a gift that you gave away. Like,
I mean, I would say, this is probably one of the first like super fights that actually you could say was almost a dud. Because it was because I remember it. I was young, but I remember the hyper robbery. It was supposed to be the second coming of Sugar Ray Hearns. Yeah. And it's
try to do every welterweight fight like that, but few have lived up to that.
Especially since Oscar had actually had a damn war with Cortez, so it wasn't like you were thinking that Oscar was probably willing to get into the ring with with Tito and do some shit like that. And it didn't. And no fireworks went on. Obviously, yes. If you like the boxing was solid.
Yeah, but it wasn't a great.
Yeah,
fight.
even the boxing wasn't even that spectacular.
Yeah, it's like Tito couldn't go into another gear, and Oscar. It's like both was stuck in first gear, doing the best at what they do, and then one just kind of said, "You know what? let me reverse out the fight.
Mm-hmm.
While the other guy just said, fuck it, I'm gonna keep the first gear through the whole 12 rounds. One guy, he, started backing out or some shit. Like, he stopped the car, pulled over. He had an order at Sonic's. I don't know, but he didn't finish that fight like he should have, and it cost him. So, but even with that, I can't blame Trinidad for that. So that still goes as a win for him, and Crawford doesn't have any win like De La Hoya, on his ledger.
Yeah, because he hasn't fought a unification yet.
He hasn't even fought a great top contender yet either. So it's not just about unifications.
Well, yeah, no, it's that too.
At welterweight, you got enough people that's on point where you don't need to just unify to get a good fight.
Yeah, that's also true though. But I mean, he's unified obviously before. It's not like he's a stranger to that, But
yeah,
I
140.
I think the best fight for him would be unifications involved, anyways.
At this rate, anybody in the top fucking 5 would be the best fight for Crawford. Hold on, King P got off.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I mean, yeah, because like I said, the best.
Like, Bud don't even have a Obakar on his, resume.
Yeah. Does Bud even have a fucking? I like Bud, so I hate having to like fucking criticize him and shit on him. But does Bud even have a fucking Pendleton on his fucking resume?
See, this is what he's talking about Pendleton. Pendleton is. People bring Pendleton.
It was a serviceable name. It's a better Freddie Pendleton at 147 is a better name than anybody Crawford fought at.
Let me put it to me. Freddie Pendleton when fucking Tito fought him is a better name than fucking Amir Khan when Crawford got him.
That's what I'm saying. Like who has Bud fought at that level was on the same level as Freddie Pendleton that fought.
Yeah, and I'm just talking Freddie Pendleton who's serviceable.
Well, real talk, Amir Khan has had a better career than Freddie Pendleton.
At his height, he's a At his height, he's afraid. We're talking about when Crawford got him.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. No, don't retroactivate this nigga career and shit.
Well, yeah, by what? He fought 95 or something like that. I mean, Pendleton wasn't in his prime. he was.
Dude, we know. Look, we're saying 95 Pendleton is still better than 2019.
Yeah, he was 95 Pendleton was still look, serviceable.
Do we have to make a poll on that?
I don't need to. I mean, we can pull up his boxer and we can see how serviceable he was at 1995 and beyond.
Was Freddie Pendleton going life and death with Sammy Vargas? See, and this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, come on, like call it down the line, bro.
I am calling it down the line.
Well.
Like, do you see?
Okay. We leave kind of alone.
Like, how we actually beat? He didn't beat anybody after a certain point. After that certain after when he was lightweight champ, he didn't beat anybody. After that, he beat a couple of like lower contenders, but he lost to every bigger name.
Still solid though, Khan. How many losses Khan gotta have, bro?
Like there's with Pendleton and Khan, like there's not much of it, but Khan has definitely had a better career. And then
we're not talking about careers.
But we're not. Pat. We're not debating about careers or people.
No, but Khan was more serviceable than Pendleton was. I mean, Pendleton got KO'd a couple more times after that. Like, so like he had some.
And if Khan fought anybody worth a damn after the Crawford KO'd again,
we're not talking about after. We're talking about leading to that point.
But it doesn't prove the point that Pendleton was a better opponent for Trinidad at that time than Khan. It really doesn't.
Yes, it does. What the fuck?
Pendleton actually had a victory worth a damn after Trinidad lost. I would rock with it, but he doesn't.
Dude, first of all, look at Khan's last fights leading up to it. He got a real gift against Chris Algieri. In a fight, he was getting his ass kicked and looked bad. He got knocked.
I'm not gonna call that a gift, but he was shaking.
He lost that fight. Fuck all that. Like, he looked bad. when you have to run away from Chris Algieri like he's a prime Lamont Peterson that you ran from, it's not a good look. Especially when Chris Algieri moved up. So I mean, that's not a good look. Then you fight you fight Canelo. You outboxing him for a little bit with your little pity pat jabs and punches.
Barely,
and then you get set up for like a monster knockout, and you get destroyed with that knockout. So that's two bad performances right there. One a brutal loss, a brutal KO. Then you go against Samuel Vargas, who's a notch, like 3 notches below Canelo and 2 notches below Algieri. You get dropped and you struggle and you get caught and hurt repeatedly until you finally win. I'm sorry, that's not a good, if I'm the welterweight champ, if I got a title at welterweight, I'm not looking at Khan direction after those 3 performances.
Yeah, Khan at this point is strictly a name, but when it comes to a serviceability factor, he's complete damaged goods.
Thank you. That's all we're saying. Does Khan have a better career than Freddie Pendleton? Of course.
Absolutely not. Absolutely he does. Absolutely he does. But he's.
I don't believe that Pendleton was more serviceable to Trinidad at that point at welterweight, which he at welterweight of all places, than Khan. I just don't believe that. I can't rock with that because I've seen Pendleton fights. I've seen plenty of them. I know this is not true, and I can't rock with that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All I know is Pendleton had a better showing against Tito than Khan had against Crawford. Did Khan even sneeze on Crawford?
This is true.
At least he rocked. At least he landed some good shots on Trinidad. Like, which goes to the whole serviceability, point King P was making, but
Yeah, but Pendleton got put away earlier than Khan did.
Didn't they both get put away like in the 5th or 6th round?
Well, Khan quit. Khan basically quit. So.
Yeah, he quit like later.
How long was the Khan fight? I don't remember that fight being that long.
Wasn't that like what 6? It definitely wasn't longer than 7 rounds.
No, it was.
That's what I'm saying. The Pendleton fight was like what 7 rounds?
No, Pendleton was 5.
Dude, they literally, dog. Let's look that shit up real quick.
Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. We not going
because he's making it seem like Khan went damn 8 rounds or some shit. Like
Khan went. Oh, fuck, it doesn't say. Says TKO.
Damn, we need the Jeopardy music, nigga. Come on. Damn, Crawford could have fought somebody by now.
6 round.
Oh, so what you were saying, Pat?
Yeah, it said 5. Tito got rid of
5, 6. God damn it.
Dude, like really?
Right. I don't know what you niggas was talking about. What I was saying, but either way, like I said, I mean,
it took Trinidad a little longer because it goes back to the point we was making. Pendleton was more serviceable, so he put up a better fight than Khan did for Crawford.
Tito put away Pendleton earlier. I'm trying to understand.
Hold on. So what's your point? Hold on. Pendleton got put away in the 5th round, right?
Yes.
Then what was your whole point? Because Tito still put him away earlier.
The whole point is I cannot rock with Pendleton at that point being more serviceable to Tito than Khan with Crawford. I could say the same, but I definitely not more because, like I said before, Pendleton.
Yeah, I can't put that version of Khan over anyone.
Pendleton lost too damn much for me to think that for saying that's a thing. I will not rock with that. Overcar, you want to mention that? Sure. Your boy, sure. But Pendleton is a no. I cannot accept that.
He's still better than Horn and Benavidez and all these other cats. And Mean Machine.
I mean, if Pendleton didn't have that lightweight title, Ryan, he'd be known as a spoiler. He'd be
What about Blocker?
I said Blocker was a decent.
Yeah, you said Blocker was decent. That was like the first person.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Basically, the
I
first,
didn't know we would give Amir Khan 2019 this much damn props.
like the first year of Tito's work with Ryan, he got some good people before killers, But then after he was like a 2 year period where he was finding some mid.
All right, hey, mute that shit, my nigga. Yeah, what you were saying, Pat?
Yeah, I'm saying in the first year to couple months of Tito's welterweight run, he fought some good people, he fought some killers, but there was a couple of years that it was mid. Most people don't want to say that, but I mean, it wasn't like he was fighting.
Yeah, most long title reigns have some mid moments.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's almost like Hopkins did as a middleweight champion. That there was a mid period. So it wasn't like he was fighting kills. He was dominant, but the competition was not like he was fighting straight up kills.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, Crawford's had a mid career, but we getting on Tito for having some mid title reigns.
You can judge Tito's more accurately because Tito is welterweight reign ended. Crawford's is where it is right now. Crawford has time to improve on it. But it's just at that point.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah,
this dude got a yellow brick road full of ground to make up, bruh. That shit stretched longer than fucking Key West. Man, damn, bruh, but regardless of the fact, the proof is out there. Twitter knows what's up. They had Tito ahead and winning, and I feel like if you watch enough boxing, you should too. I don't know who those 4 people who voted for Crawford, but let me know what y'all smoking. You could probably make some money. You could flip that. Cause y'all on some good shit. Y'all thinking Crawford, from what he's shown us now, up to now, could beat Felix Trinidad at 147 prime for prime. Because one guy, we kind of feel would beat Sean Porter. The other guy, we gotta see it to believe it. And that's just the difference, man. So competition, this era, y'all gotta get it together.
Yeah, the whole welterweight division needs to really get it together, except for Pacquiao.
The welterweight division is getting it on. I mean, it's Crawford we talking about, who hasn't really done anything at welterweight. So before you start, you throw the whole PBC gang in a box,
I do, because they put themselves in a box.
That's a box where they consistently fight each other and have good fights.
No, that's also not true.
Bro, realistically, the only trash fights we've had at welterweight, between the top guys, I'm thinking are Porter Brook and Porter Danny Garcia.
Well, I mean, I don't think any welterweight fighter Danny Garcia is any good. So that
I mean, the Danny Garcia Thurman was decent.
No, it wasn't.
It was better than Porter Brook and then Porter Swift.
Yeah, but Porter Brook, I mean, they both had shitty judging, in it. But I mean, whereas Porter was
shitty fights get shitty judging.
Whereas Porter was decisively beaten, and so was Danny Garcia.
And I was decisively bored in both fights. So yeah, back to what I said. But I'll take those non-performance ass boring fights over the damn thrilling, punch fest that was Mean Machine and Crawford and Benavidez and you get my picture. You get my point.
Yeah, but like I said, luckily, there's a real welterweight over there who's actually embarrassing that era over there. So I mean, boxing gods don't like it. That's what happens. That's when you don't move right.
That just makes Pacquiao better for it. But at the end of the day, Crawford, it ain't about unifying right now. It's staking your name at 147. Get you a Jamal James, a you guys, a Porter. Somebody, a Thurman, you know, and do something, because, you know, by next year, if something don't happen and we put up another poll of, you know, Crawford versus Oscar De La Hoya, you know, I don't want to see damn 4 people voting for Crawford or to 5 people.
Yeah, no, but people actually don't like Oscar De La Hoya. That's another thing to take into consideration. Oscar's not. Oscar's.
You in this boxing game, bro. You on the eye test shit. You gotta look at this shit for what it is.
Yeah, but
I never hate a boxer enough where I'ma just say, well, yeah, I don't like the cut of his jig. He loses. Like, the fuck? What kind of Grandpa Simpson that shit is that?
I mean, to be fair, I've always said, and this is what I've always said about Oscar. Oscar, throughout his career, I felt was so overrated that he became underrated.
Yeah, kind of like Tyson. But I don't think Oscar De La's got overrated or underrated to the point where I think he loses to Crawford. Like, I just don't see it yet. And I don't see it with Tito. I don't think Bud beats Bazooka Corte.
And I don't either, but I think highly of Corte.
These dudes are so small compared to the old welterweights. That's the other thing.
Yeah. It's crazy how he'll quickly say, "Oh yeah, but he ain't beating Corte." But with Trinidad, it's like, I don't know, guys.
Well, I mean, I always said too that Corte would also beat Trinidad too. You know, so that's another.
Yeah, I doubt that, but I would love to see that.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's a conversation and maybe a future poll topic for a different time. You know, I don't want to digress into that.
Yeah, you got like A1
Crawford's
jab,
not
A1 hook.
Crawford's not even beating Verdant Force.
Hell no, I don't see that either. Shit, I don't know if Crawford beat Thurman. What the fuck we saying all these legends for? Yeah, cut. We done.
Yeah, cut.
Yeah, so but yeah, you know, that was our poll topic conversation, and also that is our show for tonight. LB, man, do you have any final thoughts?
Oh no, you know, just Ring Gang forever, ringgangradio.com. You know, shout out to the whole crew, Clanarchy with them soulful beats, Prolific with the dope animations, DZ with the graphics, Rome with the bars, PJ with the training, you know, the whole crew, man. The cartoon is on its way. It's just fixing little minor tweaks, but it's damn good. It's on point. It's pretty much done. Just fixing minor tweaks. So be on the lookout. We might hit you up with a whole bunch of shit next week, and you just gonna be like, oh damn, like for me, like, you know, you gonna get features, all that shit, and you gonna get the cartoon. Like, hold on. So just stay tuned for all that shit, you know, and I'm just gonna keep blessing y'all. Tech and Destroy out. Y'all already know. Bars and Boxing out. You know, hit the website. You know, follow us on Instagram, YouTube. You know, all of that shit. Shout out to Podomatic and all the other countries out there that be downloading our shit. You know, shout out to y'all, and just keep fucking with us. That's all I can really say. You know, Ring Gang.
Yes, sir. ALP, do you have any final thoughts?
You already know. Ring Gang all day. Ringgangradio.com. Check out the site. We got all types of dope shit there. You know what I'm saying? We got the cartoon coming. Cartoon part 2. We got part 1 already out. Check it out if you haven't. If you haven't, you definitely super sleeping. You need to wake the fuck up. But
snoring now.
Snorlax ass niggas need to wake up and check it. But you already know where the fuck it's at. You know, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Got some more polls coming up. Some dope polls. You know, so follow, subscribe. You already know what it is.
Yes, sir. You know, my final thoughts are, like I say, you know, just to echo what the brothers already talked about, you know, just follow us, what we do, man. We got some shit coming up in the next couple of weeks. You know, I'm working on my Forgotten Fades article, as well as working on my prediction videos for both Charlo fights, because that fight is coming up, and then we'll definitely obviously hit you with some, you know, with a preview for that. You know, and not just that one, because, you know, there's also two other notable fights as well outside of the Charlo pay-per-view that, you know, that deserve our attention too. And then, you know, we'll have a guest on our show, you know, that will help us with that. But yeah, you know, it said the website, Instagram, Podomatic, shout out to Podomatic, Anchor, shout out, you know, I know that we get views on there too. Everything, man. Just follow us on Twitter, the YouTube, obviously, and then go to, you know, the website, man. You know, we still got that shit, you know, that you need, that John Blaze shit that you want and need. So like I said, you know, thank you, you know, everyone who support us, you know, keep supporting us, and, you know, we definitely got some stuff for you coming up. So for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.